everybody, and why is aloe in everything? Okay, well, it's not in everything, but it is in aloe't. And some people have a problem with that. In a flash, we're gonna talk about why it might feel drying to your hair. But first, I wanna welcome anyone who's new here. Hi, I'm Mel, your main girl, a curly hair specialist, a pro stylist, and a studying trichologist, which is basically a hair scientist. And science is exactly what we use to fact check hair care trends, methods, and it's what's going to explain the phenomenon behind flash drying and why aloe might not be living up to your expectations. It's one of those finicky ingredients that is praised for being a holy grail in both hair and skincare, but can it actually do more harm than good? Let's aloe verify these facts and put them to the test. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, first things first, where does aloe even come from? Apparently Walmart's. That's where I got this beautiful plant right here, which is not safe for cats, by the way, which I know it succulents, but what cactus do? Oh God! Listen, if you click out after that, I completely understand. And if you stay, you're the one for me. Hey, bestie. Okay. All right, let's cut to the cat chase. Aloe vera gel is the clear mucilage that is found in between the leaves, which if you are going to be self-harvesting, it is very important to let your cut leaf sit in a glass of water to let the yellow sap, which is called aloin or aloin, a fruit aloins. It's an aloe vera latex. That is a major skin irritant, hence why we want to let this drain. Okay, you want to let that drain before you scrape and then patch test before blindly applying this plant of immortality. Now, I myself am going to apply this to my hair as we learn a little bit more here, because it is in fact wash day. If you're thinking, why it looks so good, look closely. It's not great. This is actually going to be my very first raw aloe vera application, so I thank you for being here for my moral support. Clinical research supports, or rather suggests, that the topical application of aloe vera gel can speed up wound and burn healing, hence why we use it on sunburns. But historically, people have even used aloe vera gel to treat hair loss. Keyword, historically, not scientifically. There's no real evidence to support that it does this. However, this feels very interesting. Now, by applying it this way before shampooing, it can almost act as a protective barrier to the hair and scalp, supporting and protecting the skin before going in and shampooing. Not gonna lie, it kind of smells like butt crack, or shall I say, it kind of smells like BO. Also, I don't hate it. I don't know, it's not what I expected it to smell like, that's for sure. Now, while so far I have to say for me, it is feeling good on the scalp, it leads me to question, is it as good for the strands? Freeze! Let me stop you right there. Scientific Melly here to share more for your hair. And there are some issues with putting aloe vera in here. To understand why, we're going to dive into the ingredients. Pure aloe vera gel contains about 99% water, but the 1% entails ingredients such as vitamins, enzymes, minerals, sugars, amino acids, and more. Each of these ingredients helps aid aloe vera to work in a special way. Some actives work to soothe the scalp when it's inflamed. Some of them can aid in strengthening, such as the amino acid compound that is very similar to the keratin that is in our inheritance that we have inherited, while other aspects give that classic humectant behavior, such as creating a thin hydrophilic film over the hair that attracts water. Additionally, the of aloe vera rests between a 4.5 to a 5.5, which is right on par to where the hair likes to live. You see, when we look at the pH scale, there is acidity and there is alkalinity, and 7 in the middle is neutral. Now, while anything below 7 is acidic, as long as it's above 5.5, it's alkaline to the hair, and alkalinity on the hair swells the cuticle. But with aloe vera being right on par with the hair, it helps to keep the cuticles nice and shut and tight, giving lots of smoothness and shine. So why does it make some people's hair feel dry, and should I be scared? Well, even though aloe vera's strengths, including the amino acid compounds, the hydrophobicity, the film forming abilities, and the acidic or pH for short, even though these are its strengths, they're also what breaks. You see, if there is no cuticle damage on the hair, then there is nothing to repair. And so aloe vera, especially the pure form of aloe vera, will just sit there on the hair, and it can have some adverse effects. All right, Scientific Melly, I'm gonna let you finish, but this has been in my hair for about an hour, so it's time to get shampooing and I'll come back with my results. You can get to continuing. What it all really comes down to is the condition of the hair that you are using the aloe vera. The majority of people can reap the benefits of aloe vera when used correctly. Now let's see how you're looking. Thank you, Scientific Melly, and thank you, Aloe Vera. These are my results. Now looking right at it, why should you stay away? Well, it will darken your hair. I'm absolutely kidding. I can't even go far with that joke. It is just a color mask. But on the topic of color, aloe vera can be a great treatment to do on your hair before coloring to make sure your scalp and strands are in optimal shape. And you should use it afterwards to keep your color longer lasting. But if that's not you, if your hair is healthy, characterized by an intact cuticle and low porosity, the positive effects of an aloe vera treatment may be negative on you. Besides having an allergy to aloe vera, in which of course you would not use this ingredient, the very few risks associated with using it is that you may have to endure the phenomenon of flash drying, in which your hair tends to suddenly freeze up on you. It's something that can happen upon the application of many of your mousses and gel products, or anything that contains a lot of protein, a lot of humectants such as aloe vera, a product rich in drying alcohols, as well as hard water can have this effect on you. I've gone through it. It's a very quick reaction that makes your hair feel like suddenly there's no water in it and it's very, very dry. It can be very hard to detangle, hard to manage, stiff to the touch, and can make your hair look very, very frizzy even as it's wet. And we know what that means. If it's frizzy when it's wet, it's gonna be frizzy when it's dry. If you're not sure if you've ever experienced flash drying, then you probably haven't, because it's a very recognizable feeling and is also very frustrating. Like this strand here that does not want to stay in its place. But let's get back to aloe vera, shall we? If you are really set on using aloe vera because you want to reap the benefits of it, here are a few ways that you can use aloe vera while avoiding some of its side effects, or some products that you can use to avoid aloe vera altogether. The first way to use it is how I did the treatment today, by not leaving it in my hair. Using aloe vera as a pre-wash treatment was a great way for me to pre-detangle my hair, protect my scalp, as well as protect my strands when I went to go shampoo. And by washing it off, I wouldn't have to worry about the potential kind of overloaded flash drying feeling that the film forming could have. The other thing that you can do is prep the hair. We prep before we style. If you're using aloe vera rich products as stylers, it's very important to put on a leave-in conditioner or a cream that happens to be protein-free and just mostly moisturizing and perhaps low on the film formers as well as humectants. I know this is all asking for a lot, so I'll put some of my recommendations in the description box below, but by doing this to prep your hair, you can help avoid that flash drying feeling that could happen. And then of course, the last thing you can do to avoid any of those effects is by avoiding these types of ingredients overall. Double check the first few ingredients that are on your product list. If you're seeing these ingredients high up on the list, that means it's going to be very rich in those, and that's when it may become too much for your hair. Again, may only be necessary if you've had problems with them before. Flash drying almost always and only happens when there's an excess of that. If there's too much of that ingredient in your hair, that's when you may have those reactions. But as a whole, although it's been deemed as controversial, aloe vera is not a bad ingredient. It just is one of those finicky ones that doesn't work for everybody. Again, if you are low porosity, you just have a lot of hair sensitivities. Of course, if you have allergies, that's when you'll want to avoid ingredients like these. Now, I always try to share the most versatile of products. If I were to create a product, I would want to avoid any potentially controversial ingredients, which is exactly what I did when it came to the curl foaming gel, as previously stated, which kind of sparked this topic. One of my requirements for this product was that it was completely free of aloe vera, glycerin, coconut oil, silicones, gluten, fragrance, all ingredients which again aren't necessarily bad, just so the most amount of people could be able to use this product and get, amazing results. Obviously, this is something that I'm very proud of. That's why I wanted to avoid aloe vera, and these have been all of the reasons why you might want to avoid aloe vera, or use it to your advantage. For my high porosity babes, those who like to color trade, do continue or begin using. And if you avoid aloe vera, do let me know what products you use that do not contain this ingredient. Especially for those who have allergies, it's great to know what other products people are using in the community that are free from it. So do drop those in the comment section below. I'll be linking some of my favorites in the description box below so you can check them out there, including the curl foaming gel, which I created. For the time being, the videos on this channel are very educational focused, as I have a broken arm that's been hiding over here. If you want to see my one-armed tutorial, we did that just a couple weeks ago. I thank you for your support during this time of healing and learning. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Texture Tuesday. Peace. Let's get into it. I'm wearing my green shirt. I need to get my plants. All right, I got my plant friend here. And I've got my aloe fit here. It's all in how you wear it. If I want, I can absolutely look like Adam Sandler. Also, if you're wondering what happened to my wrist, I posted a video on it. All right, now eat it. It's edible. Eat it. Eat the fucking thing. And see that yellow stuff that we drained out? Yeah. The thing is, if you drink that, you'll shit yourself.
What?
It's used to shit yourself. Now a man is interested.
What? Give me the cup. Did I poop it?
I did.
I think I did.
You did great, sweetie. Is that scary just behind me there? It's like a claw. It's a little scary, but it's okay. It's scary. I'm hairy. What are you gonna do? Aloe. 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 Shit. And I'm not farting. It's the chair. Alrighty then. Smile for the camera. Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna go watch that scary movie Smile tomorrow. So there may not be a Texture Tuesday next week because I may not make it out of the theaters.